I just had a great conversation with somebody at Outreach. He came up and said that he was against abortion, but I always ask if they have any exceptions, and he said he did have an exception. If somebody got raped, then he thought that they should be able to choose abortion if that's what was best for them. And I could tell he was coming from a place of compassion, and I wanted to tell them that I appreciated that. So we talked a little bit about, supporting women and helping them during places of suffering, especially rape. That's the hardest situation we can think about when we're talking about just obviously trauma and suffering and things that make people think that abortion is the best answer. But what I did after that was I laid out an analogy of a woman who was raped, chose life for her son, and then was daily reminded of the trauma that she had inflicted upon her by raising this child. And as she gets older, the constant reminders of what happened to her might lead her to inflict violence on her child. And we talked about how that was unethical, that was wrong. That child should be protected from lethal violence, even though we know in her mind she has a good reason for it, because it's so traumatizing to her what she's going through. So once we'd established that agreement that it was wrong for her to kill or inflict violence upon her born child, I kind of brought it back and asked him, what's the difference between her son at 5 years old that she's wanting to kill versus her son 5 years earlier in her womb that she's also trying to kill? What is the difference between this human being and that human being? What makes this one valuable and that one not? And through talking with him about that, I changed his mind completely, and he said he agreed that abortion should be wrong even in the case of rape.